You arrive in France with a passport, a small bag, and a life you are willing to abandon. No one meets you at the airport, no ceremony, no speech about honour, just a country that is not yours, a train ride south, and a recruitment office where men from every part of the world keep showing up for the same reason. They want to become someone else. Some are escaping failure, some are escaping boredom, some are escaping the version of themselves that already lost back home. The Legion does not care which one brought you here. It only cares whether you can survive what it is about to do to you. Because the French Foreign Legion is one of the last places on Earth that still offers reinvention the hard way. No connections required, no French fluency required, no military resume required. You just have to show up in person and accept that, from this moment on, strangers will decide whether your body works, whether your nerves hold, and whether your will is worth keeping. That is how the Legion begins, not with prestige, with surrender. Level 1. The applicant. At first you are not a soldier, you are a possibility under assessment. The entry requirements sound almost too simple for what the Legion is. A valid passport, the right age, a body that functions, no violent crime, no serious trafficking history, nothing that makes you impossible to use. You do not need to speak French, you do not need prior service. But you do have to make it to France yourself, and that alone eliminates most men. A lot of people fantasize about the Legion. Very few ever buy the ticket. Then you are sent to Aubagne, and whatever romance brought you here starts dying fast. For roughly 3 weeks, your world contracts into testing, waiting, confusion, and observation. Your phone is gone, your privacy is gone, your outside life is gone. The Legion strips away control early because uncertainty is part of the filter. They want to see what happens when comfort disappears and nobody explains what comes next. The physical tests are straightforward and merciless. Shuttle runs, pull-ups, timed runs, swimming, repetition under fatigue until the real test is no longer athleticism, but composure. Some men arrive looking dangerous and fold immediately. Others look forgettable and keep going long after stronger bodies start making excuses. Then comes the psychological screen, logic tests, interviews, constant observation. How do you react when you only half understand the instructions? How do you behave when tired, isolated, and unable to predict your future? The Legion is not looking for polished men. It is looking for usable men. Men who can keep functioning while certainty collapses. Some candidates quit because the uncertainty gets to them before the training does. Others are cut without ever learning why. If you are selected, the commitment becomes real. You sign 5 years, no trial run, no half-step, no polite way to see if military life suits you. From that moment on, the Legion stops being a fantasy. It becomes your life. Level 2. The volunteer. You are accepted, but you are still not a Legionnaire. Not yet. You are an engagé volontaire, an enlisted volunteer, which means you have been granted permission to begin suffering properly. They send you to the 4th Foreign Regiment for basic training, a place everybody calls the farm. The name sounds harmless until you understand what it means. This is where raw men are worked until only the dependable parts remain. The days become brutally simple. Wake up early, run, march, drill, learn, clean, repeat, weapons handling, field discipline, obstacle courses, combat basics, military law, Legion history, French language instruction, because from this point on, the orders will come in French whether you feel ready or not. But the farm does more than train you. It levels you. A former banker shares the same mud as a former labourer. A university graduate collapses beside a man who barely finished school. A dozen nationalities sweat under the same commands. Whatever status you carried into France has no value here. The Legion builds brotherhood by making everyone answer the same question. Can you carry your weight when nobody cares who you used to be? The instructors are ruthless because the Legion has no use for men who need delicate handling. If you hesitate, they punish it. If you complain, they ignore it. If you drift, they correct it. The lesson is simple enough to fit into your bones. When things get hard, you do not indulge yourself. You perform. Then comes the symbol that makes everything real, the Marche Kepi Blanc, 50 kilometers in full gear. No comfort. No shortcuts, no special speech waiting at the end, just distance, pain, and the men beside you hurting for the same reason. By the time you finish, your feet are torn up, your shoulders are burning, and the old version of you feels far away. Then they hand you the white kepi, not with spectacle, not with applause, just the object itself and the meaning attached to it. Now you are a Legionnaire. Now the work begins. Level 3. The Legionnaire. This is the level outsiders romanticize, mostly because they do not understand how much of it is repetition. Being a basic Legionnaire means labor, fatigue, and deployment. You go where you are sent: infantry, engineers, paratroopers, if you are good enough and lucky enough, Africa, Djibouti, the Middle East, jungle, desert, heat that feels industrial, missions that never make the news. The map gets larger, but your life gets simpler. Carry the load, follow the order, do not fail the men around you. You stand guard at hours that barely feel human. You clean weapons, you dig, you march, you run. You train until movement becomes automatic. The Legion is not built on cinematic heroics. It is built on reliability under miserable conditions. And under all that labour, something important is happening. Identity is being rebuilt. The Legion is famous for second chances, but it does not hand them out gently. You start speaking enough French to think in commands. You stop comparing everything to home. The man you were before begins to lose relevance because this life demands too much energy to keep performing an old self. Reinvention here is not emotional. It is operational. The Legion does not ask whether you feel transformed. It makes you behave like a different man until eventually you are one. This is the level where you prove whether you belong. Not in theory, in accumulation. Day after day, task after task, under men who can instantly tell the difference between someone who likes the image of the Legion and someone who can actually live inside it. If you prove it, the first rung of leadership opens. Level 4. The Corporal. After a couple of years, if you have been strong enough, disciplined enough, and technically reliable enough, you become eligible for promotion to Caporal. That matters because responsibility changes direction. You are still in the mud, still carrying gear, still taking orders. But now, newer Legionnaires start looking to you when something breaks, when confusion spreads, when pressure turns into sloppiness. Maybe you develop a specialty: medic, communications, vehicles, engineering. But the deeper question is always the same. Can the Legion trust you with other men? This is your first real taste of authority, and the Legion keeps it close to the ground on purpose. A small team, a patrol element, a training responsibility, enough power to test you, not enough to protect you if you fail. The institution wants to know whether your presence steadies people or infects them with friction. That is what early leadership means here. Not charisma, not speeches. Competence other men can feel. If your gear is squared away, your judgment stays calm and your standards hold even when no one is praising you. Men notice. And if they become more dependable around you, the Legion notices too. That is how the climb continues. Level 5. The Sergeant. This is where authority stops being symbolic. To become Sergeant, you have to survive advanced NCO training, and this phase kills the illusion that endurance alone is enough. Plenty of men can absorb pain, far fewer can impose order while absorbing it. That is the difference between a tough soldier and a leader. The training sharpens everything. Tactics, command decisions, weapons mastery, pressure management, field exercises where every mistake follows you into the debrief. Constant scrutiny from men who know exactly how quickly a weak NCO gets other people hurt. Then you make Sergeant and the burden changes immediately. Now you command a section, 8 to 12 men, their readiness, their discipline, their fear, their survival in the field. You are no longer just executing a plan. You are translating it into action while conditions unravel around you. And this is where the romance of leadership dies. A patrol goes wrong. A dirt road becomes an ambush site. Dust, noise, confusion, bad visibility, wounded men. This is what the Legion has been preparing you for. Not to feel fearless, but to remain functional. Return fire, reposition, call support, stabilize the injured. Keep the section from breaking psychologically before it breaks physically. Afterwards, Command can review your decisions on paper. In the moment, the test is simpler. Did your men hold because you held? If they did, you move deeper into the institution. Level 6. The Veteran Leader. By now, the Legion is no longer something you joined. It is the climate you live inside. Years have passed. Deployments, promotions, losses. Experience has burned away whatever fantasies you arrived with. Maybe you are now a senior NCO. Maybe higher. You advise officers who technically outrank you but do not yet understand the Legion the way you do because they did not come up through every rung. You did. This is where institutional memory lives. You know which men can be trusted when sleep runs out. You know which local partners are solid and which are smiling through lies. You know how fast a mission can go from orderly to impossible. Younger leaders come to you because experience in the Legion cannot be faked and cannot be rushed. For a rare few, there is one more rung, a commission. Only a small fraction of Legion officers rise from the enlisted ranks, which is why it matters when it happens. If the institution offers you that path, it means you have already proven something more valuable than raw intelligence. You understand the Legion from the bottom up. You have carried the weight before directing it. And if you accept, command changes one last time. Now your decisions affect not just a patrol or a section, but companies, maybe battalions, maybe one day an entire regiment. You plan operations other men will execute. You sign off on movements that place them in danger. You write letters after losses. You attend funerals for men you once trained or watched grow harder under the same system that shaped you. That is the real top of the ladder, not status. Responsibility. You began as a stranger with a passport and a private reason for wanting out of your old life. Now you are the one judging other men at the door. You know how little their words matter. You know what the Legion will take from them and what it might give back if they survive the full cost of it. That is why the French Foreign Legion still fascinates people. Not because it promises glory, because it offers transformation and demands payment in suffering, discipline, and time. It does not care who you said you were before you arrived. It only cares what you can endure, what you can prove, and whether other men can trust you when comfort disappears. And somewhere in France right now, another man is walking toward that recruitment office with a passport in his pocket and a reason he will never fully explain. He thinks he is volunteering for military service. What he is really volunteering for is reduction, to be stripped down, tested, rebuilt, and, if he survives long enough, trusted with the lives of men who made the same bargain. That is the French Foreign Legion ladder. Not a rise into fame, a hard conversion. From outsider to legionnaire, from legionnaire to leader, from leader to guardian of a brotherhood forged the old way through hardship, obedience, and loyalty that means something because it had to be earned.